breaks up everything T1 is trying to do. It's why Guma in the late game is going to have a huge role to play if we get there. As this is looking like it's just a HLE Herald.
Well, that is the steadfast presence as the Pop Blossom does find two. Down goes Zeus. He just gets popped like a balloon. Viper kind of untouched, but Doran is just a brick wall. It's so hard for this Lucian to do anything as the Shockwave connects onto two, but Doran stands tall. He's got so much health bar, it's absurd. So in the end, it's going to be Zeus.
Ultimates are down. HLE Esports get the faster reset, and they're still saying, well, you got to kill, but this Otacon is mine for the taking. T1 don't have a Galio ult or a TP for Faker, so he's just not here.
They had full information as this was started up, but Owner is going to get into position. This is risky from HLE as Zeus. He moves on over. Pop Blossom is going to connect once again. They look to take down Viper, and there he goes. This time it's going to be a trade, and the Poppy does secure the Otacon. But now we're going between worlds as Zeus looks for Gumayushi. Can they return the favor? Yes! And it's Peanut that locks down that kill. Now there's concussive blows on everyone. The Braum from the grave is still getting the work done as the Justice Punch onto Zeka doesn't find the mark, and Peanut is just heroically charging all over this top lane and will be able to take down Doran. Just a lonely gargoyle left on T1.
T1 got the initial fight win on the Otacon, denied that one there with the pick onto Viper, but on the follow-up, no Owner, and that risk for T1 I think just was not worth it. If you get the Otacon, sure, that's nice, but now you're getting way more. Okay, Faker is going to TP in, they're looking for the fight.
There's the calling as Viper turns up in the nick of time. Faker still trying to do something about this, but it is just going to be Baron secured by HLE. The interruption on the taunt, and Faker is going to get taken down. The health bars are looking low, but Peanut is a brick wall to stand in front of HLE, and they just systematically took everything from the top side of the map.
And they fall like dominoes, T1 do in this game. It was such a close game, and then suddenly, piece by piece, some failed attempts as Keria again fishing.
Yeah, not going to quite find the angle here. They still managed to kill Zeka despite everything as heroic charge comes down. Doran dealing with a turret and Viper plus Peanut is going to be a little bit of a bridge too far, and so he will be taken out as well. Man, like they just haven't been able to execute quite as well as they have in this particular game. They're going to have to do so again though, as Faker just getting sidelined by Viper here, who is just all over him. Heroic entrance comes down defensively, but they can also use it as an offense as Zeus might get caught, and he is just going to be put in the Cataclysm. The culling comes through though, and Owner is going to be taken out as well. Viper relatively untouched in the back end as Faker goes golden, but that is not going to save him. And now Doran's just trying to run away. T1, it looked like they sort of had an angle and they have half a plan, but it's the getaway that they haven't figured out.
They just don't have enough damage, Atlas, and it's a triple threat here for the side of HLE Esports. Sure, maybe you can kill one of Zeus, Zeka, or Viper, but you can't get all three, and you're never going to get 2 out of 3.
As gets out of the way of the Q from Owner, which could have been the end, as Viper looking for another calling. Faker taking so much damage here. This is still Cloud Soul for T1 possible, but Zeus is just skipping into the enemy base. And in the meantime, T1 are also losing the fight on the bottom side. 6 elemental drakes to go down before there's a soul, and more of Malmortius from the grave is what Owner is going to pick up, and I just don't think he's going to have time to use it as HLE are closing in on the exposed nexus of T1. There's still a few members here. They still have 4 left alive.
Guma is going to have to make a miracle happen here in this space defense if we are going to see this turnaround for T1.
Well, there's the Between Worlds for Zeus, already doing so much damage. Goes golden here as well, as Doran taking a fair bit. Heroic entrance just to buy some space here for T1. But Zeus just walks around it, finding these angles beautifully. Gumayushi far too low to get anything done. The self-ult flash from Zeka to hold them in position. And it's all a formality as the Nexus is so close to dead already, and HLE will springboard themselves into a game 2 with a victory in hand.
This is that T1 magic attempt. Vina has flash here, and he is by.
Faker is going to spot him, but unable to actually lock Peanut down or anything like that. Can he actually get into the pit? Will he be able to get the smite? The answer is no. Owner locks that one down. Hostile takeover is gigantic as well, but it's the Pantheon going down, and there goes Gumayushi. Zeus wondering which target to go for next as Zeka and Faker doing battle. The flash forward, and there's the blast cone to get Faker to safety, keeping at least a Baron alive, and I believe 2 more are going to survive as well. T1 with that Hail Mary are going to get rewarded for it.
Okay, it's a big win here for T1. It's not enough to put them back into this game. So Dragon will just push mid, and that's exactly what Zeka is doing, and someone's going to have to answer eventually. Faker pushed off into the bottom side lane here. And HLE can look to start a fight here. Zeus on the flank.
Beautiful flank angle. It's there's a Magnus Storm. Dives on top of Gumayusi, and he's held into the sky. Featherstorm does absolutely nothing. Still able to do a fair bit of damage off to the back end. As now Owner's in trouble. Zeus looking for him. As Peanut actually just going to get destroyed. Owner finding a lot more value than I was expecting in that moment, but unable to get the Dragon, and that will be secured here by HLE. And Peanut would have liked that GA in that last fight.
Baron Zeka doing such a great job of pushing these mid waves in, while T1 run around the
look at those, the little purple circles. As all right, Peanut going to get himself back into the pit. And the zoning is going to continue. He can just put them down perpetually. It is so annoying.
It just keeps constantly harassing and zoning as Pantheon goes to the flank.
There's the engage, trying to get on top of Viper here as the redemption goes down. Owner taking so much damage, and Delight finding huge CC into that back line. GA going to get procced though, as now Doran going golden. Mega Inferno Bomb up yet again as Doran looking to get himself out of there. Punched in the back of the head by Peanut, but Owner is able to get one back as well. He will finally go down though, and now Viper has all the space in the world.
And they've also got this full health rise to deal with as well. Guma, he's going to have a heroic performance here. He has his flash.
Carrier is looking so incredibly low as well. They know that they cannot lose this soul as Carrier getting a decent amount of work done, and now Gumayusi taking matters into his... Never mind, he's dead. And that is going to be almost an ace because Faker is there in the mid lane, but unable to actually do anything. These turrets go down so incredibly quickly. Look at this. Every auto is ridiculous, even without the short fuse. And Gumayusi, one bouncing bomb, and half his health bar goes down. Faker's dead as well. And HLE, I think they want to go home early tonight. That is match point up 2-0. A lot of information though as the teleport to come through from the Gragas. Same thing to be said for the Jacks though as they make their way down. I just don't know whether HLE can get here in time. As Peanut's going to flash forward, it is going to be secured by Owner though, but look at the damage from Viper. Gumayusi also starting to pop up, but he's taking so much on the back end. And HLE still staying amongst it. Faker now fighting them by himself. And Zeka keeps himself alive, still flashes away from Carrier there. And T1, they take the Otacon, but they lose the fight.
And now Viper's going to have stacks for the Chemtech Soul.
But this feeling like make or break. As Zeus off to the side, looking for a bit of an angle. Zeka as well, wanting that pincer maneuver. 227 stacks, as you mentioned. Well, Viper is in position as far as that passive is concerned.
Angle here for Zeka is pretty huge too.
Yep, Mom could get pretty angry as well as Zeus goes in. There's Mom down as well. So much AoE damage, but it's the Zinzao that goes down first. Petrifying Gaze is phenomenal, and T1 stand their ground. Viper is the last man standing, and can he actually get anything done is the question. The rapid fire cannon giving him a fair bit of power, but Owner, he has the smite, and it's stolen!
He still kills him!
Oh my god, he flashes forward. Gumayusi down so incredibly low. Faker does finish him off, but Viper may have just saved the game.
Viper almost just 1v3.
Trying to find some moments here. Teleport in from Zeus though, as we've got another fight for another soul. And let's see how this one's going to go. Viper finding one there as Peanut goes in, looking for a bit of an angle. Delight in a lot of trouble. Has to use the ultimate. The cask doesn't do anything. Doran goes golden. Viper is relatively safe at this point, but you can see T1 still going for it. But both solo lanes are dead. The Yunara is popped like a balloon, and Peanut just puts a spear into the back of Carrier, and it's only Owner left alive. HLE, I think they're poised to get a 3-0 against T1 here today. That was real cute from Owner. So it may not be an ace, but it's still probably going to be a Baron. And the rest of T1, not a whole lot of options. Oh, Zeka, at least, yeah. No, that was Peanut that died. Zeka goes down extraordinarily low. So does Zeus. But Viper, he is still at full health with a GA. And Zeka dives forward, avoids everything. Gumayusi gets charmed up and eviscerated. And HLE will march into the base, take down the Nexus.